You're on your own tonight. The gallery can get a bit creepy. It's old. Things rattle. Just do a circuit every now and then and head back to reception when you're tired. If anyone tries to break in, call me. Or the police. Actually, police and then me. But you'll be fine. You'll be fine. Have a good night.
Welcome to Murnhaven's Unsolved Mysteries. Tonight, we'll be trying to solve the murder of Murnhaven's most famous artist, Mordecai Gray, brutally murdered in his loft last year, on the night of All Hallows Eve. Gray had been painting 6 portraitures at the time. They were all suspects according to Justice Hoon, but Hoon was unable to convict any of them. Could there still be a killer on the loose? Was it Dominic Serrell, the lush burlesque dancer? Or Otto Pipistrel, our now famously cancelled ventriloquist? Or perhaps Lilith Rendell, the island's only undertaker? Gray was also painting Sunday Finch, our twinless tennis star, Xavier Hahn, the reclusive clockmaker, and finally, Vice Justice Catherine Myers. Perhaps Justice Hoon was covering up for his understudy. We have all the juicy details coming up, but before we discuss those murderous muses, let's delve into the mind of a killer by retracing their footsteps on that fateful day.
Welcome to Gallery Argenta. I'm Jamie, your jovial art museum information educator. Push my buttons and see how I respond. Welcome to Gallery Argenta. I'm Jamie, your jovial art museum information educator. Push my buttons and see how I respond. Merlehaven's picture postcard lighthouse was built soon after sailors arrived on the island and was tended by lighthouse keeper Leon Noel for an incredible 53 years. After Leon's retirement in 2010, the lighthouse stopped working, and any attempts to fix it have been in vain. Mordecai Gray appeared to have a strange fascination with the building, and it appears in several of his works. Merlehaven's picture postcard lighthouse was built soon after sailors arrived on the island and was tended by lighthouse keeper Leon Noel for an incredible 53 years. After Leon's retirement in 2010, the lighthouse stopped working, and any attempts to fix it have been in vain. Crystal balls were banned on Merlehaven in the mid-1970s, along with all paraphernalia of divination, and now only appear in painted form or behind secure enclosures for educational purposes. The triumvirate, who jointly agreed to the necessity of the new law, cited the protection of mental health as the primary reason. During an excavation of the henge in 2011, a hive of secret passageways and rooms was found running all the way to the Aurora Woods and beyond. This giant crystal ball is one of the few artifacts recovered during the dig, and due to the ban on all paraphernalia of divination, is now safely homed at Gallery Argenta. Don't try to see anything in it. That would be illegal. Merlehaven Island was discovered in 1953 by crab fishermen who'd sailed too far out of the wash. The island was populated by many great auk, even though they had been declared extinct over 100 years before. These penguin-like creatures are still celebrated in Merlehaven's annual Auk Festival. The fabled great auk was originally thought to be extinct when the last specimens were killed in 1844 on Eldey, off the coast of Iceland. But they reappeared in 1953 along with Merlehaven itself. Sadly, for the remaining auk, they were hunted to extinction again by the crab fishermen who settled here. Originally an unorganized burial ground for the first settlers, the plot was turned into the largest solitary graveyard on the island, with thousands of headstones honoring the dead. Only Merlehaven residents with pre-booked plots can be buried here now. During the freak fish storm of 1976, the first mayor of Merlehaven was hit on the head by Majesty, breaking his neck and ending his reign for good. Some scholars believe the fish storm was caused by a Concorde flight from England, whilst others point to a more sinister ceremony near the henge. Either way, Mayor Spence sleeps with the fishes now. One surprising fact in Merlehaven's natural history is the dramatic increase in starlings populating the island. Numbers of these iridescent birds have massively declined on the UK mainland, yet Merlehaven seems to attract more and more every day, leading to several spectacular and prophetic murmurations. What magic power does the island hold over these birds? Welcome to Gallery Argenta. I'm Jamie, your jovial art museum information educator. Push my buttons and see how I respond.
Wake up. Wake up. Oh, wake up. Yes. I'm Higgins, and I stopped questioning why or how this place existed a long time ago. I've updated the recordings with the truth for your listening pleasure. You see them too, don't you? Lighthouse keeper Leon Noel jumped from the lighthouse and died a year after he'd taken up residence there. It was his spirit that kept the place alive, and it was only set free in 2010 when his ex-wife died. He originally jumped because she'd left him, and when he could sense she was close to the end, he left Merlehaven forever to be at her side. Gray went to prison for that thing. Banning all paraphernalia of divination was passed to stop the dead talking about what Mayor Spence had done to them. The Triumvirate did what it always does. It protected itself, leaving regular people at the mercy of the afterlife without any ability to communicate with it. From what I can tell, the catacombs under the henge served as a safe place for the witches of Merlehaven for years. The excavation in 2011 was paid for by the Argenta family. I suppose they'd moved their stuff out by then. If you sit along the coastline of Merlehaven on the 16th of April, at around 10:30, you will see an army of ghost orcs deployed to the beach. It's the anniversary of their extinction. They know what you did, and they're not happy about it. Merlehaven is not an island, it's a creature. There is no bottom to Merlehaven. If you dive downwards, you will see more rubber-like skin that looks the same as that which is found on the undulating hills. There's no question that Merlehaven Island is part of a sentient creature. But the problem is, nobody knows what it wants. They ate Majesty, you know. After saving Merlehaven from Mayor Spence, Majesty was spit-roasted by the Argenta family over a campfire at the henge. Doesn't say that in the brochure, does it? Starlings are Earth's spiritual guardians that often migrate to places where immense evil is brewing. In Merlehaven's case, they're gathering on the very creature that rose out of the ocean almost 70 years ago. What do they know that we don't? Banning all paraphernalia of divination was passed to stop the dead talking about what Mayor Spence had done to them. The Triumvirate did what it always does. It protected itself, leaving regular people at the mercy of the afterlife without any ability to communicate. The Triumvirate tried to out-and-out ban burials decades ago, but that kicked off a revolution from grieving Merlers. So instead, they passed a law limiting the size of the burial ground and gave council aid to Merlers who cremated their relatives. If you don't fall into either of those categories, you're either buried at sea or fed to the undulating hills.
It was a cold and frosty morning on the 31st of October when Gray received a solitary telephone call that police traced back to a public phone box in the theater district. The call lasted for 44 seconds and appeared to be from one of Gray's portrait subjects. During the forensic sweep of his loft that night, police found a note in Gray's handwriting that read, "Unhappy. Destroyed portrait. Meet at lockup. 4 p.m. Why do they think the killer made the call? Because it gave them the opportunity to enter Mordecai's loft when they knew he would be absent, concealing themselves, waiting for their prey to return.
No, my line is not highly secure by any means. If I phone anyone off the record, I use public phone boxes. Burner phones on Millhaven. As if. Most of our patients have troubling dreams. But instead of medicating them, we use hypnosis as a therapy. Kim is well aware of that and is trying to blow it all out of proportion. Most of our patients have troubling dreams. Have you forgotten already? Millhaven Manor is not just my family penitentiary. It's a beacon of hope for people who have fallen on harder times, who want to be their best selves. Surely you're kidding, Maudie. We take a picture of our patients before they enter, and one just as they leave. A before and after, if you will. Do you want to see yours? The security camera we installed to protect the phone box in the theatre district has itself been vandalized. I'd say it was the work of children, but they've been very precise in their destruction. If my parents had used gift bags instead of wrapping paper, they'd still be alive. I don't really celebrate Christmas anymore. No, my line is not highly secure by any... Normally, I go to Marigold's in the morning to pick up flowers, then call customers to remind them it's their relative's funeral. You would not believe the amount of Merlers that forget. If I get stuck in the theatre district, I just call from the phone there. Normally, I go to Marigold's in the morning to pick up flowers. You're talking about the Johnsons, right? They accused me of messing with their mortuary to cover up for their own negligence. As after Mum and Dad died. Tourism is booming. Visit Merlhaven, the land of ghosts and fish. Thing is, people are told the hills are dangerous, and they still go. Hate picking up bodies from there. That young girl I see here sometimes, is she getting her portrait done? Is she here now? We had a break-in at home. Probably just kids. They stole a couple of transplant organs from the fridge. A kidney and a liver. I told you I don't just bury people. I live at the funeral home. There's not much point trying to live anywhere else. It stops criminals trying to break in too. At least, most of the time. Normally, I go to Marigold's in the morning to pick up flowers. We had a break-in at home. Probably just kids. They stole a couple of transplant organs from the fridge. A kid. Tourism is booming. That young girl I see here sometimes, is she? Normally, I go to Marigold's in the morning to pick up flowers. Normally, I go to Marigold's in the morning. Normally, I go to Marigold's in the morning. We had a break-in at home. Normally, I go to Marigold's in the morning to pick up flowers, then call customers to remind them it's their relative's funeral. You would not believe the amount of murderers that forget. If I get stuck in the theatre district, I just call from the phone there.
I got an injunction, so she can't come within 100 feet.
Happens a lot.
Well, it's fans. You know, they get a bit, like, tunnel vision.
You slept with her
Yeah, but some people just can't let it go.
15 times.
It's not all her fault, but I mean, it does get to a certain point, and it's the only thing that you can do.
He's a dick.
I had this babysitter once called Holly. She looked after me for years. You know, fed me jam tarts, let me stay up late. She was great. Then, all of a sudden, she was gone. There was a lot of shouting, so... Thanks, Dad. I had this babysitter once called Holly. Fans pay me to call them or as a gift to others.
They pay to hear me.
Well, yeah, they usually want to hear his voice.
I own you.
I call from a public phone box, so they can't ring back.
He's a professional stalker.
So, Marcy's wanted me sober, and generally I need a drink, you know, for my nerves.
It was 6 drinks.
No alcohol, no show.
So they kicked us out.
They didn't kick us out. I was just doing them a favour.
Sure you were. Another whiskey?
Yeah, this place will always be my home, but I prefer living in London.
The big smoke.
Always come back for a golden orc, though.
They sell well at auction.
Why am I getting a portrait?
They needed a drunken philanderer.
Is it just about the 3 golden orcs?
Smooth.
What? It's not a humble brag.
No, it's a basic brag.
I got an injunction, so she can't come within 100 feet.
Happens a lot.
It's fans. You know, they... I had this babysitter once called Holly. She looked after me for years. You know, fed me jam tarts, let me stay up late. She was great.
Anyone can be famous. I want to be adored. Put me on a pedestal and shower me with rose petals. Adam doesn't get it. He's like a dog, happy with whatever he's given. But I need passion. I want to be wanted. Adam's a theatre buff. He actually lives next door to the Baconian. He's playing Gerald in an Inspector Calls, the one who cheats on his fiancée. He very earnestly told me that it was just a play and I shouldn't worry. It was a whirlwind romance. We met at the Butterfly Park and 3 weeks later we were engaged. I can't help it. I'm a hopeless romantic. I want to fall in love so completely I don't know which way is up. Well, it wasn't an accident. They knew the risks. He didn't even spend that long down there. A few days, maybe? He was just supposed to be collecting some coal samples. 3 months later, he was dead.
Miss Moonstruck, enchantée. The name was actually Leo's idea. He owns the bar. I'm a classically trained ballerina. Never done burlesque before, but I like it. Costumes, choreographing the routines. It's not a bad way to pass the time. Until I can get out of here. Fans, feathers, scarves. I'm never fully nude. Justice Hoon wouldn't allow it. Just a tease here and there. Let their imaginations fill in the rest. Anyone can be famous. I want to be a